Good morning to all of our parishioners and friends of Cathedral Chapels. The last 2 days I've been asking that question, do you have an exit strategies? And we explore different areas about that. First, I started with the acronym FOMO. Now, part of this exit strategy is our fear of missing out, our fears of moving out, and our fears of moving on. And then yesterday, John's Gospel helped us to develop further that thoughts of, do you have an exit strategies in discovering joy? As Jesus proclaimed in John's Gospel, no one can take that joy away from you. And so in discovering joy, then I explore 4 areas. The first is fearlessness. The second is truthfulness. The third is generosity. And the fourth is forgiveness of oneself. When we go through and discovering that joy of these 4 areas, it kind of helps us to clarify or find certain clarity in our own exit strategies. As we move further now in John chapter 16, I want to twist that question to a statement. It's no longer about do you have an exit strategy, but it is time to have an exit strategy. Because John's Gospel today kind of moved that and inviting us to say that statement. It is time to have an exit strategy as Jesus approached the disciples here and proclaimed to them, I have told you this in figure of speech. The hour is coming when I will no longer speak to you in figures, but I will tell you clearly about the Father. And on that day you will ask in my name, and I do not tell you that I will ask the Father for you. And so it is time for you to plan and to develop your own exit strategies. It's no longer a matter if, but it's a matter of now. So when we move to the second phase of asking ourselves, it is time to have an exit strategy. What is it that you and I need to do? We move from fears to joy. So this next phase, I want to reflect with you. It is about knowing your network of support. What are your support network? Are you planning to develop in your life? Are you hoping to create in these circles that will allow you to say that time it is now to develop this exit strategy? So this network is important because it helps you not to start from scratch, but this network of support kind of encourage you and accompany you in every part of that journey. So the network of support, whether it is in relationship or in business, it's to look at what have people been doing. How have people prepared themselves in the exit strategies? What is the success stories? What are some of the pitfalls that people should not make when we realize that it is time for an exit strategies? So gather these network support or support network that allow you to move to that next phase. So in this network support then, it asks the questions besides the business, the family, circles that you develop with, establish friendship with, but then to ask another part of it in this network support, what I call it mentors. Who are your mentors that you can turn and talk and get some advice? In moments when you feel a lot of doubts, when you're at the fork of the road, do I take a left, a right, or just remain steady where I am? So who are your mentors? They could be anyone. And these mentors could be a religious person or a non-religious person. A person may be good at business, or a person just very down to earth. A mother, a grandmother, who may not have any expertise, but their wisdom is so important. And so we see in the first reading in the Acts of the Apostles that as Paul moved, it says in an orderly manner to train his disciples. And so they discover this young Apollos who is so gifted in scriptures. And yet his knowledge of faith is only to the point of John's baptism, it says here. Apollos has been instructed in the way of the Lord with ardent spirit, spoke and taught accurately about Jesus, although he knew only the baptism of John. So the network of support that Paul had created then come to Apollos and taught Apollos the way of God. So this network of support then allowed Apollos to have that strength, to have that courage to speak and to preach even boldly. So Paul then become that great mentors for Apollos to look toward. And also along the way then we also need, when we say it is time for an exit strategy, part of the support network, to see people out there, to see your mentors, and then sometime you and I may need a coach that will walk with you daily. A mentor is someone that you may associate it once in a while, but a coach will accompany you daily, where you hit a certain situation that is in dire need of someone that you can call right away. Or a coach could be a shadow next to you and say, you should do this differently, or this is great, keep doing it. So part of that journey then developing and realizing that it is time is to look for that wonderful coach. And who would that be? For us here, our coach is Jesus Christ. There's no one further. Our coach is also, our mentor is also Jesus Christ in every part of our journey of life and our journey of faith. Because as Jesus said here, it is time for that exit strategy. In the concluding of this gospel, as he proclaimed, I came, for the Father himself loves you because you have loved me, and I have come to believe that I came from God. So God is Jesus' mentor. God is Jesus' coach. And now Jesus become our mentor and Jesus become our coach. And so he said at the end, now I am leaving the world and going back to the Father. So it is time. What is your exit strategy?